only person that knows you is you. But we abandon that sometimes as young people, right? And we start to really think about, well, that girl doesn't really like me because X, Y, Z.
I would just say, like, always have confidence in yourself and always, like, be very grateful, because a lot of people don't get to have this opportunity.
I should be grateful for what happened to me and not angry, because anger destroys you.
Yeah.
And I think being grateful honestly empowers you.
I just understand it's not easy and you can't do it just like that.
Yeah.
Stuff takes time.
Yeah.
And everything happens for a reason.
The cool part about it, and I sense this emotion in your voice, is that if you started thinking about, who am I without volleyball? And that's actually really cool.
This is a hard one.
It is a hard one.
This is like a deep question.
It is a deep question because you're a deep thinker. Adversity. All right. What's one of the things, Cynthia, that you think has helped you understand the word adversity, and really the whole scope of getting stuck, figuring out a pathway, and really then excelling?
I think kind of adversity, honestly, in a weird part, is kind of a blessing now.
Yeah.
Of everything I've gone through in life, through my cancer, just stuff with my mom being a single mom, things with volleyball, like honestly, like there's been coaches who really believed in me, coaches throughout Legacy, like Tyler Strom, and some of my earlier coaches, and my current ones, past ones, but there's been a good few that like didn't believe in me, and I think that was really hard because when my identity was in volleyball, it was just destroying me, I think, mentally. And going through all of that, going through parts where people didn't believe in me, going through my cancer where it affected my volleyball and my footwork and everything, I think it was something that now, like, as I grow in life, I see it like that's a blessing. Like, honestly, if I didn't go through that adversity, I don't think I would be as good as I am now.
Yeah.
Even like social life, like I don't think if my parents didn't have the struggles they had, I don't think I'd be as close with my brother as I am. I don't think I would be as grateful for life as I am if I didn't almost die from cancer. So I think having that adversity just made me more grateful for life and give me a new perspective. Like, I get to play volleyball.
Yeah.
Like, I get to do these things because one day I'm going to take those shoes off for the last time, and being able to have those chances to go through those things but learn from them, I think is such a blessing, because I know people who have lost their life to cancer. I know people who have mentally, they couldn't handle volleyball because it just destroyed them, and that happens. And I think working through that made me stronger and it made me better. And I think I really saw that in my 16 season, because I think earlier, like in my 16 season, I was really down, but working through that, I think kind of made me better. Now I feel like I'm a better player for all of that.
A cool thing I think I've learned in life is, play, live, do everything like you have nothing to lose, right? And I think if you guys kind of figure that out at a young age, and it's almost like looking at yourself 30 years later and saying, dang, man, I wish I could have done this, or that. But understanding that, if I don't move the way I should, well, I might have regrets, and then just say, hey, what do I have to lose? And really going for your goals. Part of growth is understanding adversity. So some of you guys are younger, and you're not in a space where you're almost graduating and getting ready to take that next step. Payton, right? What do you think you want to accomplish in your high school year?
I feel like every year I just want to beat what I did the year before and just try to become like more of a leader as I get older. Like, coming in as a freshman, you have a different role. Like, even my role last year is so different than the role I have this year. So just to grow as a person and as a player.
Because I know, like, last year you guys won the state championship, right? So, I mean, it doesn't get better any better than that. And so doing that in your freshman year, as a starter at a really competitive school, like, where do you go from there?
Yeah, I think sometimes, like, those are just goals, like state champ, it's the title. Like, I feel like sometimes maybe you can't beat that, but you can make your own goals, like as a team or as a person, like things that aren't titles, like things you could work on yourself, like becoming, like I said before, like more of a leader for me, or just specific skills you want to work on, because the titles don't always mean everything. It's sometimes where you grow yourself.
what do you think is the hardest thing to overcome about yourself?
I feel like sometimes, like, I know I put a lot of pressure on myself, so sometimes I'm my own, like, biggest enemy.
Yeah.
So I think pushing past that and believing in myself sometimes is, like, where I can really thrive and not, like, thrive off what people think of me or coaches' opinions, people's opinions, because I feel like it also comes with a lot of that, like, at the level I play at.
Yeah. And so like, and I think kicking into like the whole mental wellness space, there's this quote that I really absolutely love. And the guy goes, he said, "I'm not who I think I am." Hang on with me. All right. "I am not who you think I am." Right. "I am who I think you think I am." So the very nature of the statement is the only person that knows you is you, right? But we abandon that sometimes as young people, right? And we start to really think about, well, that girl doesn't really like me because X, Y, Z. The reality is she thinks you're amazing. She thinks you're gorgeous. She wants to be you. Avery, you have a twin sister.
Yeah.
You guys are really competitive with each other.
Yeah.
So the unique aspect of that is, you know, how do you stay competitive with each other, but yet still manage to root each other on?
Yeah, I think it's like changed like now because I was a
Yeah.
libero before.
Yeah.
Or I was a setter before and now I'm a libero.
Okay.
So I think like it's just like switched and like everyone knows like on our high school team that we're very competitive and
Yeah.
like I mean we'll like yell at each other just because we want like each other to like be better and stuff. And it's not like coming from a position of like, oh, like I don't like you. It's just like we're very competitive and
Yeah.
yeah, we have like the same goals. Like
Mhm.
she's like committed and I want to be committed too. So I think it's just like more like pushing each other to be better.
So in that space, I'm going to go to you, Addison. She mentioned, the commitment and things like that. How do you support your sister?
Yeah, I think it's like a lot about just like calming her down and like talking her through about the process. Like everyone's process isn't like the same.
So in that process, what do you think is one of the hardest things that you've had to overcome?
People telling you like no, like you can't, you're not good enough to go there, or they don't need you in that position. I think.
You've proven some people wrong, all right, because you are going there. Roll Tide. That's the only time I'll ever say that. Because me and Alabama, go blue. We got some, feelings towards one another. This is a unique opportunity because, we have a set of twins here, right? And generally, I think, empathy is something that's probably a strong bond between the two of you guys. So I'm going to flip this question and ask you, what's an obstacle that your sister's dealt with in her maturation from just a young kid starting to play volleyball to where now she's committed to Alabama?
Yeah, I think last club season was like a little bit of a struggle for her like mentally. Like I know like she like especially in the beginning of the season like she kind of got down on herself.
Yeah.
But like I just told her like you got this. Like if someone says something to you like it's probably not true. Like they just want you to get better. And you just have to have confidence and I think she has like a lot of confidence in herself now and it's just made her better.
How much confidence do you have in her?
Oh, I have a lot of confidence in
Yeah?
her. Yeah, I
Okay.
like trust her a lot on the court.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about elsewhere? At home? Sleeping? If you trust her or you sleep one eye open?
Yeah.
I'd
Yeah.
say
You sleep with one eye open?
Yeah.
You don't trust her that much?
No, I do.
No, I'm kidding. All right. So, Addison, I'm going to send that same question over to you. Like, going through this whole process, again, from being a young, budding volleyball player to where your sister is today, like, how has she overcome adversity? And what's one thing that you can really point to and say that's the moment where everything really kind of blossomed for her?
Yeah, I think it was about her like switching positions this last year. Like
Yeah.
it was our recruiting year last year, and she switched from being a setter to a libero, and like I helped her like learn a lot about it, and she learned from me, and I like taught her some things about being a libero and what to do and like the mental side of the game of being a libero.
In your recruitment year, you switched positions.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah, it was like really scary at first because
Yeah.
like this is probably like the most important year of volleyball.
Yeah.
But like I just like kind of set that aside and like I've always like practiced passing, and I've always been like pretty decent at it, and I've always like gone to extra trainings for passing. So
Yeah.
I had like some confidence, but I just like set like all the negative stuff aside.
Yeah.
Now it's like it doesn't matter. Like every single rep I take, like I have to like give 100%.
You know what the coolest thing about that is I think you're a really selfless person.
Thank you.
You know, like a lot of times people, and I would feel the same, and I'd have the same feelings and say, well, hold on a second, this is my recruitment year. What do you mean? Like
Yeah.
my whole resume is in that position.
Yeah.
Right? What do you want me to switch to a new script in my recruitment year? But that is a selfless act the way I see it. You did it for team.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm like always like team first. Like
Yeah.
that's like my biggest thing. Like I love my team. I just want to win. Like I said, I'm very competitive. So
Yeah.
I'll do whatever it takes for us to
That's the
win.
super,
So,
and I think that's going to be an opportunity where, even beyond volleyball, where
Yeah.
you're leading a team of people at work, or you know, you're going through something, or you see something. I think people that just have that group mentality first are going to be in a space where leadership just naturally comes easier.
Yeah.
And sometimes you get to be the star, and sometimes you're the supporting role.
Yeah.
And a lot of times in life, you're the supporting role, you know. But that's really cool.
Thank you.
So, Lexi Coleman, what's one of the hardest things you've been through this year?
Like last club season, or
I mean, just in general.
2025.
Yeah, in general.
Sorry.
She's like,
She makes me laugh.
Yeah,
I
it's
make
okay.
a lot of people laugh.
Yeah. All right. Why'd she make you laugh?
She's just like such a joyful and funny person, and I've known her since you were what?
Gosh, like younger.
Yeah. And like I was on a team with her, and it was a traumatic season for 12-year-olds, but
Yeah.
we're also close family friends. Like I've spent a lot of we have a family groups, like multiple families in a group, and we call it what would we call it? A happy hour. We call it happy hour, and all
Okay.
the parents would get together and they play cards, and they all hang out. But all the kids would like
Party.
Well, like all the kids.
Wait,
would-
so the kids would party and the parents would just hang out, or the other way?
both.
Okay.
A little
All
bit
right.
of
But the
Fair
kids
enough.
would just hang out and have fun, and I
Mhm.
think I've known her for so long. It's just she's such a happy person, and I think I've seen her grow a lot. Like I remember, like I can say this now because we're
Yeah.
close, but 12 years she was probably one of our worst
To be
players.
honest, yeah.
And
Yeah.
like seeing, like she came over to Legacy with me, of course, like 2 years younger at the
Yeah.
time or a year younger until you reclassed.
Yeah.
And I think seeing her grow so much,
Mm-hmm.
I just love her and she makes me laugh.
I think the beauty in that is you know your story, and you know how hard you used to work. And as Cynthia attested, you really were bad as a kid. Thanks for the fodder there. But as a kid, you weren't that good.
Mhm.
How hard was that?
Very hard.
Till how-
Because I focused on volleyball a lot, and a lot of people told me that I would never be good.
Mhm.
And like one of my closest friends, they told me that I would never be a D1 athlete,
Mhm.
and I wouldn't even be close, and I wouldn't be good. And I think that I just have that dog in me
Mhm.
that just wants to prove people wrong.
Yeah.
Like I'm like the twins, I'm really competitive. I turn everything into a game. And I think I just love to prove people wrong, because you think that about me. Well, now you're not gonna.
Yeah.
My mom was a coach,
Mhm.
and my parents met through volleyball.
Yeah.
And my dad was a good volleyball player.
Yeah.
So was my mom. And it's just volleyball was like a family thing. Everyone did volleyball. My brother
Yeah.
played volleyball.
How do you balance the expectation of being good at a sport when both your parents lived the sport, met through the sport, and starting off struggling on the sport? How did that make you feel, or did it not matter?
Pretty it mattered a little bit.
Yeah.
I felt kind of like out there, like it was like my dad, my mom, and my brother would talk about volleyball.
Mhm.
I would too, but I feel like I just wasn't at the age yet to understand everything.
Mhm.
And I didn't understand how hard you had to work to be good.
Mhm.
But then as I got just a little bit older, I did.
Mhm.
And so I got mad when other people didn't have to work as hard.
All of you guys have these amazing parents who are intense to moderately intense to super supportive to really intense. Like, we'll start with the twins. How do you deal with expectations that are placed on you guys as far as your parents are concerned, but yet balance it out and push forward and just stay grounded and focus on what your goals are and what you want?
Yeah, I know like our parents like have like big like expectations for us, but I think like that's just because like they want us to be the best version of ourselves. And I'm like very like just grateful for that because I feel like if they didn't have like these big expectations, then we wouldn't be like who we are today without those.
Yeah. So like Peyton, how do you like take those expectations away from what you really want in life and chase that and not be burdened by what your parents might want?
I feel like at some point, like as I've gotten older, I've realized this, but like it's your own life. It's not your parents' life.
Yeah.
Like they could want certain things for you, but that's not always like what you want.
Yeah.
And I know it's hard, like thinking about like not disappointing your parents. Like I always think about that. I'm like, oh, like what will my mom think? What will my dad think? Like I don't want them to be upset with me.
Yeah.
But honestly, I feel like they're even prouder of me for realizing that and like doing things that I want to do and chasing things that I want to chase. Like I feel like they're also proud of me as the growth I've had as a person.
Yeah.
And I feel like that going into high school, I feel like that's when that kind of changed for me because before I didn't really have my own like opinions, or I was just more of a quiet person.
Yeah.
I wasn't that opinionated. So
How important is it to form your own opinion?
I think it's very important.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want to be super outward about it where you like cause arguments or things like that. But I think it's definitely important to show like what you think and to not always just be like, I always struggled with being like a people pleaser. And like I still obviously care about other people and try to help them out, but you have to realize like what you need to do for yourself sometimes.
Okay. Lexi, when you were younger, you wanted and had these expectations of being great and proving everyone wrong. Future thinking, like, what are some grander expectations you have for your career, collegiate or Olympic?
Well, I think now I'm starting to realize that like volleyball isn't just like it's my main goal right now, but as I get older, it won't be.
Yeah,
Like if that makes sense.
it makes sense. Yeah, absolutely.
So at one point in my life,
Yeah,
there's gonna be like that moment where I won't be able to play volleyball anymore. It isn't even about like playing Olympics or like volleyball or stuff like that. But I just want to be like there for someone or there like older, like a mother
yeah,
or someone like that. And I feel like when I have kids, I'll push sports, but not necessarily one sport. Like expectations like that.
yeah,
But I feel like volleyball has like helped me. Like a year ago, I would have said that volleyball is like the only thing I'm looking forward to in
Yeah.
life. But through the last year, I realized that injuries happen and volleyball won't be like through my life the whole time. Like my dad, my parents have helped me through that
yeah.
and realize that.
The cool part about it, and I sense this emotion in your voice, is that you started thinking about, who am I without volleyball? And that's actually really cool because I think for all of you guys are these amazing young ladies growing through life. And as you go through being a very competitive version of this, of yourself playing this sport, it's also awesome to separate that sport from who you are as a person. And because you start thinking about these things, when I retire from volleyball, who do I want to be? Like, that's really cool because a lot of collegiate athletes, when it's over, they struggle trying to find themselves. Same with professional athletes. And when we train athletes here that are in that stage of life, it's almost like disheartening to see them go through that because it's like one of the largest, almost like a grief loss. But when you guys say, hey, I want to be a great mother, like, that's awesome. To just take the moment now to really start thinking about, who you are and developing your identity. Peyton, what is the one regret you have?
Ooh. This is a hard one.
It is a hard
This is
one.
like a deep question.
It is a deep question because you're a deep thinker.
Probably like waiting so long to put myself out there as a person. Like I used to be like, I wouldn't even say I'm that outgoing now, but I was so, like, shy and stuff, and it's just, like, boring. Like, I thought I was, like, cool.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I was shy when I was little, but then in high school, like, when I first came, I'm like, oh, I should be, like, cool and, like, mysterious.
Yeah.
But it's, like, I don't even like people who are like that. Like, no one does. Like, you want to be around someone who's, like, outgoing and just, like,
Genuine.
yeah, genuine person. So that.
Cynthia, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, like, what do you want people to know you as?
I think I want to be known as a person who lives for the glory of God and just is kind of finds joy in the things, and be known as a person who's hardworking,
Yeah.
who is happy, who's just there for everyone else. Because I feel like having those people in my life, having my mom, my best friend Riley Copenhagen, is just something that has helped me through time. So I always want to be that person, and I want to be known as the person who's kind, who is loyal, who is trustworthy. I think that's my most important thing. And even through volleyball, like, I want to be a person little girls can look up to in life, and I want to be a person outside of volleyball. Like, I don't play for the accolades. I play to make one. If I made one girl smile, knowing my story, knowing what I've been through, and seeing how I am, and how honestly I'm just grateful to God. Honestly, what I've been through, that then I would be happy with what I did.
Avery,
Mhm.
what would you tell little girls looking up to you,
Mhm.
wanting to get into the sport, and then understanding the challenges of the sport? Like, what's one piece of advice you'd say, if you're going to do this or don't do that?
Yeah, I would just say, like, always have confidence in yourself and always, like, be very grateful, because a lot of people don't get to have this opportunity. So just be, like, grateful and have a lot of confidence in yourself.
You guys are on this stage where you're in this club, and you guys are the ones who are being hunted. On a mental wellness standpoint, like, how do you handle being chased, um, being hated, people rooting for you to fail? Like, how do you handle all of that?
Everyone puts so much pressure on you. The reason we're the #1 club of the country is because our coaches push us and they have expectations of us. Our teammates around us are trying to push us to be better. But I think the biggest thing, like, handling all of that, is like, you have to take the pressure off yourself, because I think that's where the mental part comes in. And honestly, like, I've realized this as I've gotten older, it becomes such a mental game. Like, when I was younger and people were like, oh, it's mentality, oh, it's this, I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was a joke, but it's like, at one point everyone gets good.
Yeah.
And the thing that sets you apart from everyone else is your mentality. Because if everyone else is putting pressure on you, and if you get to that collegiate level, like, you have those fans, that's pressure. You have the people around you, you have the social media, like, it's just so much. And then if you add pressure to yourself, you will crumble. So I think honestly, it's like, you have to take it off yourself and realize that no one else's opinion matters. It's you in the game, and you taking it off yourself, I think, is such a weight.
Yeah.
I feel like once you realize that, like, it gets easier.
Yeah.
And like the game gets like it's a lot easier for you to get better and focus on what you need to focus on.
What's one thing that you guys want me to ask you guys about yourself that you'd want the world to know? Really quick. Cynthia.
One thing I would want the world to know is that I'm a person who walks through faith, because I think volleyball has failed me a lot of time in life. And honestly, I was at a point in my life where I was like, these things happen to me. Like, I'm a victim. Like, I had cancer, or I have a single mom, like, whatever. And I was like, this, and this, like, it's all happening to me. And I think it came to a point where, like, I just had a moment with God, and it's like, I have to happen to the world, if that kind of makes
That's
sense.
powerful.
Like,
Yeah.
it's my life, it's my journey. And I think walking with Christ is something that's so important to me, because like Lexi said, like, my career could end next year from an injury. Like, things like that. Like, I have to be grateful for the time I've had, and I think I have to also grow in that aspect and realize that it's a joy to play this sport. And I think it's a grateful opportunity that I've had through life, through the obstacles I've been through. Like, should be grateful for what happened to me and not angry, because anger destroys you. And I think being grateful honestly empowers you. So I think, I'm just a person who walks by faith, and I just try to be the most loving, grateful, and honestly disciplined person I can be, because I'm always known, like, in this gym, in the Legacy gym, like, I'm known for, like, always being in the gym, always pushing hard. And I think that's something that I would love the world to know, is like, if I when I go to Clemson, like, I'm gonna give everything I have. Like, and when I go to the USA gym, like, I give everything I have, because if you give anything less, like, it's not it's not the expectation of the day. Like you want to give what you have of the day.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I always try to be.
And it's a whole balance between giving everything and expecting nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And not that you expect nothing to happen, but it's like whatever happens is okay because you know you gave everything. One thing you want the world to know about you, Lexi.
I get frustrated with myself a lot.
Uh-huh.
Like in practice, if I don't get something,
Yeah.
like here in the gym, if I can't do something, I get so mad at myself.
Those tears when you lifted 300 pounds. Yeah.
But I think I just understand that it's not easy and you can't do it just like that.
Yeah.
Like stuff takes time.
Yeah.
And everything happens for a reason. Like I think I'm also preparing myself. If I get hurt tomorrow,
Yeah.
then it's part of God's plan and it's fine.
Yeah.
Because stuff will happen.
It's just kind of cool you guys are sitting here and contemplating larger life concepts about peace and being okay with whatever happens. You've prepared yourself tremendously with high expectations to do some of the most amazing things in this sport. But yet, what I hear all you guys saying is, you know what, like, yeah, I gave it all, but that was yesterday. If I get hurt today, then you know what? Well, then that's my new reality and I'm okay. Payton, your turn. What do you want the world to know about you?
Probably that I'm also pretty big in my faith. I feel like I'm not very open about it, but I feel like I've gotten so close with God, like through struggles like I've experienced. And I would say like mainly volleyball, like mental things or like feeling like I don't know who I am, like without it. Like I base how I feel about myself off of like how I'd play. Like if I had a bad game, bad practice, sometimes it comes in weeks. Like I just thought I was just a bad person and I didn't deserve anything, that type of thing. So like praying to God about those things, I think he's really helped me find who I am outside of the sport too, which takes you even farther in life. So
All right, cool. All right, can I trick you guys?
Yeah.
What do you want the world to know about your sister?
Something that I'd like them to know is that like she's like very like hardworking and like she's one of the like most disciplined like people I know. Like she's always like on schedule like every like single day. Like it's crazy. Like I don't know how she does
Does
it.
it
But
annoy you?
sometimes, but I'm also like kind of like that. Like we're very like schedule based people.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right, Addison, what do you want the world to know about your sister?
Something that I would like to know, or the world to know about my sister, is that she's just like very kind and like whatever she does, like she always like says thank you and please, and I don't know, she's just very kind to everyone.
Yeah, okay.
I agree with Peyton. Like I got really close with God this year, so I think walking with Christ has been one of the best glories in my life because so many things fail you in life, but God never will. God will never.
Yeah.
So I think that's something that I would love the world to know.
Okay. So a higher purpose, I think you guys have all touched on it, is guiding you through it all. It's really tremendously like impactful for other young people to just know that they are not basketball, they are not volleyball, football. But I think it's one thing to be gifted, to be talented, to live it, but yet know that it is not forever. So I appreciate you guys coming out and sharing your thoughts, and honestly, like sharing your faith. Because as a believer myself, it's not something that I talk about a lot, mainly because I struggle with it. You know, I have a lot of questions. There's a lot of things I don't understand. I think that's the one thing that when I get older, as I get older, I realize how much about faith I never knew and how much I still don't understand. So, but yeah, it's been a pleasure talking to you guys. And thank you for spending your Sunday with us, being crazy.
Thanks for having us.